So this should be pretty lag-free, yes. From what I've played so far, it is fine. I have a pretty high-end machine, so we should be in a decent position. The sound is a bit loud, so let me take care of that super quick with some volume mixing. Should be alright, I think. Alright, let's set up a screen space. I hope it's gonna be fine if I put stuff up here. Like this. I don't know if I'll be covering the resources, so we might just turn off my follower goals for this one. I do think I'll have to move that. Let's just see what happens anyways. Let's do a quick window capture. Cool, that works. And we should be good to go. Who's ready? So this game is supposed to be inspired by all the classic RTSs that you all know and love. Age of Empires, StarCraft, and Command & Conquer are basically melded from what I could see. And we're going for a quick tutorial here, which I'm covering. Let's remove my camera maybe, or just put it down here into this space, which is pretty empty. Okay, let's put it here. God, my OBS is acting up. We're covering the supplies indeed, so we're gonna take that away like this. Then this should be fine to keep down here. So this will kill the chat, unfortunately. We could try to put it back and just move it much lower. Something like this. I don't know. Yeah, let's try this. We should be good like this. Sorry for the wait, guys. Also turning on my bot because I forgot to do that. Okay, so tutorials, as I was saying, teaching you the very basics of RTS. Now, there is a little bit of clunkiness here. Like, I feel a little bit of input lag when I put my mouse on the edge of the screen, and the scrolling speed seems to have an acceleration function, I want to say. Or is that just a terrain interfere? No, it's just slightly delayed. Unit movement is pretty responsive. That's always nice to see. Thanks for that Discord link. Everyone should join. Now you got some fun commands here, like hold position. You got a stop command, which is essentially the same, except hold position makes you not move. Patrol. I don't think patrol works in this build. And you got attack move. All very nicely telegraphed. Got the minimap, which is currently a bit hard because you don't yet in this demo at least. I'm pretty sure in the developer version they'll fix it, but currently you don't have an indicator for where you are looking, which is very hard to see. Obviously, the map is a bit odd in terms of art style and its representation of the RTS map. So I think it should be a bit closer in terms of the textures, because I'm having a bit of a hard time actually seeing what's going on. Now space can follow. I'm not sure if holding space is a very practical thing to do, but hey, it's probably good for observers. And that's the main base. There's two resources. There's wood over here and there's gold over here. It's a bit odd that there's only two resources, so it's probably going to feel a bit like StarCraft with minerals and Vespene gas. So you can just put your workers in these, and I believe they have a limit of 4, and then the villagers, the workers, they will be costing wood, which is a bit odd. Now these are the resources going up. Excellent. I don't believe we need gold just yet, so I think actually I'm going to grab one of those workers. Currently the workers don't say if they're carrying anything, so that's also a bit weird. Now we can make more workers. I think 4 is the maximum number of workers you can put in and be efficient. No, 5, it says here. That's a very good interface. I really like that there's no rally points yet, but I believe they created them. In one of their latest updates, I've seen that. So I really like that you got in the main interface a lot of information about what things do and what their HP is, other stats. You got attack damage and armor. Not sure how armor works, but just assuming that you're starting at 0, I'd have to assume that it's simply additive or subtractive. So if you have 1 armor, it reduces by 1 damage or something like that. So attack damage is in fact equal to DPS here. So DPA and DPS are the same in this game. And now we need to make a house. Grid hotkey layout by default is obviously very helpful because you look at your UI and you know what you gotta do. If you don't have population space, you're gonna have a rough time because you can't produce at all. And yeah, should be able to make a barracks. Barracks is surprisingly tiny. Like, you'd expect that to be a bit bigger, right? What's up, Chenla? What looks strange about it? I think the developers would love if they got some direct feedback on what you think. So the more objectively you can explain your opinions, the better. Is the on-stream frame rate okay, guys? Yeah, currently very StarCraft 1-esque without rally points, but... Oh, I made a house, I'm stupid. Lol. Anyway, the barracks is small still. And currently you cannot put any buildings on control groups, I believe. Can you? Oh, control groups work. Okay, that's a pleasant surprise. Very smooth. Can I do alt commands and just add someone to the third group? No. So you cannot do that right now. I've just reassigned this. Shift 1? No. Currently shift doesn't do additive stuff. Control click works, okay. Yep, control click is a double select. But what I was talking about is actually additive control group stuff. So if I got these two in the control group and I select this and do shift 1, that should add. I'm sure the developers will take care of this, but it's good to point it out. It's also good if you can do the current selection and add them to a different control group, removing them from the original. That's what the alt control group stealing does in StarCraft. Yeah, we have a lot of resources. Some training area. Yep, so if I wanna select an extra unit, I have to use shift and reselect the original guys. But I think it does look cool. This is Bannermen. Which is gonna be also medieval RTS. So you got some competition there. How's it going, dude? Got a factory. What does a factory make? I'm curious. I wanna not go out in case the level ends too soon or something. Thanks for the follows, guys. And yeah, economy-wise, it does look like Warcraft. It's like a meld of Warcraft and StarCraft. But one of these drop-offs can only support 5. Now, can you make extra? It does not seem like it. So what I'm gonna guess is when you build a base, these are just automatically created. Empire support is getting wrecked. I'm not sure. It's both are pretty solid, dude. That's gonna be... Oh, factory is making siege. Okay. What else do we have? We got King's Court. What does that do? Probably some elite units, if I had to guess. And temple, we don't have enough gold. Get back in there. Are Mongols in this game? I mean, that pretty much is a pre-requirement, right? If you want to compete with Empires Apart. Alright, final building, the temple. I'm surprised that the tech tree is so limited, like, there's not a lot of buildings. And we're not seeing any upgrades yet, so that remains to be seen whether it will be a thing whatsoever. Now, can you do stuff like multiple buildings in a control group? Yes. And you can tab between them, that's epic. So I can just go ahead and put all my buildings in control group 5, tab between them to make my stuff. Why can't I make this guy? Oh, he's freaking 5 population, what? Wait a second, why can't I make him? I got the money. And the temple on a holy spot enables to take control of certain nature powers. Okay, so I shouldn't have made it here. And you got like these Age of Mythology or Halo Wars like powers that you can use anywhere on the map, I suppose. From the trailers I've seen at least. Right, no rally points, so you can queue units, so that's cool. We can destroy the... Holy shit, we can cause an avalanche. Oh my dog. And you're just riding the avalanche, like that's the definition of a badass. And you even get to be a knight, so... Yep. It is a very good year for RTS games, however, I do not believe that it's gonna come out this year. That's the holy spot, so we're gonna take a worker, or 2, in case they get wrecked on the way. Very responsive, very chunky HP bars, which means that you'll be fully aware of the state of the unit that you're controlling. Why can't I shoot with my catapults? Oh, it's manual targeting. Oh, you choose a position that you want to siege up. I see. Hey, Justin Bob, thank you. Some very valuable bits right there. Where's my workers? Yeah, there's the gold mine, as I thought. You get a new base, you expand, and you got the resources there sorted out for you already. Ready to go. Where's the workers? I'm pretty sure I sent those. Couldn't they pathfind their way here? Okay, they probably just didn't register a click. Has better controls than Empires Apart? I don't know, dude. A lot is still missing. And also Empires Apart is gonna have all the good stuff as well. Lake must be frozen so that your army can move across it, so I will need a nature power. And make a temple here. Yeah, that's where it belongs. And we can also make a town hall main base thing. Did you forget to make the temple? Yeah, I took a villager off the task. Oh, these build freaking quick, dude. I hope that's not... I hope that that's a tutorial thing that it's sped up so much. But if the buildings build so fast, then there's very little in terms of counterplay to that. You can shift-click place multiple buildings, so that's nice. Feels good, man. We got this temple. Able to call upon the nature powers. It's basically Age of Mythology powers. from what I can tell. They have been pretty popular in like StarCraft 2 co-op. Cast it on the lake. Oh, is that doing it by itself? Okay, that got frozen now. Yeah, boys, join the Discord. It's cool. And we can siege that gate. That's it? Oh man, I was hoping for a little more. What do you guys think? Let's fill out a survey on stream. I'm gonna do that now. And now I can put my overlay back where it belongs. There we go. Thanks for the follow. The bad news is that I only came online for this. I just wanted to do a quick stream of this. Before this, I did some Age of Mythology. I do other RTS games as well, like Halo Wars 2. And very occasionally StarCraft. But I also like to hop on these new RTSs and quickly try them out, see if they're any good. And this one, in my opinion, feels like it's got potential. Like, I think this could go a long way. I have to say it's a bit weird with the nature powers. I'm not quite sure how it's going to impact the game. Like, this demo doesn't exactly tell us much. We froze a river, okay, so you can modify the environment. What was your overall impression? I think it's felt that it's pre-alpha, so I'm going to give it a 4. All units, indeed. Try Age of Empires Online. I've tried it. I can't say that I'm super interested because I got Age of Mythology, and yeah, it's just more heavily populated. I could do a bunch of games, I suppose, though, to just look at it, but don't expect me to do a whole switch. So yeah, I felt that it was solid. It's clearly missing some things, but I can tell that the developers are focusing on the correct stuff. They understand what it takes to make an RTS a game that feels good, a responsive game, something that doesn't feel like it takes control away from you. So the game doesn't play itself, although I have to say that the economy system is very simple. Do the whole Switch? I don't think so. Uh, anyways, the controls are good. The economy is very simple. It's kind of StarCraft Warcraft combo. Um, and coming from a background like Age of Empires, it feels simple. But if you come from a background like Command and Conquer or the Blizzard games, I think it's gonna be fine. Again, it's simpler than StarCraft 2 or StarCraft 1 in terms of economy. Like the visuals, I think that's actually one of the weaknesses here. It's got character, but it's not AAA. So, good job, but I don't think it's very impressive in terms of the visuals. Do you like the audio? Yes, pretty good. I didn't like the music very much. I thought it was very standard. Like, nothing surprised me about it. The sound effects are good. The freezing effects were really good. Catapults could have been a bit more noisy and stuff like that. Overall, a good job. I think the music is boring. How do you like the GUI? Pretty good. Are we missing anything? Like, I would like to see something like global production on the side somewhere where it just shows what you're making. Sort of like a what you got in StarCraft 2 when you spectate and you get the production screen, right? Something like that, but limited to yourself. That would be nice. I'm overall satisfied with it. No, I'm gonna give it a 3 because it didn't have the control group UI yet, so I'm sure they're gonna do that. It didn't have a whole lot going on actually. Yeah. Why? What's wrong with global production? It would just show you what you're making. It wouldn't be interfaceable. You wouldn't be able to just flick a button wherever you are and make everything from there. You still have to control group your buildings. New future? I don't think so. I mean, it really doesn't help anybody too much except the new players. You can turn it off, right? I think it should be good as an on-off feature. Favorite part? Uh, trying. No. Checking for control mechanics and actually seeing them work as expected. That was very cool. What was the worst part of the demo? Can we make it better? What was bad? You're missing some stuff, but I'm sure you're on it. There was really nothing fundamentally bad. Upgrades, tech tree complexity. What else was like really lackluster? You can make the buildings a bit too fast, but that's balancing. I'm sure they'll figure it out. Oh, actually, the buildings. I don't think they did anything. Right. Let's super quickly go back. Let's do this again. Auto queue? No. No auto queue. No way. Do I hate anything about Age of Mythology? It's auto queue. Yep. Shouldn't be in any RTS ever. Except like for versus AI or something or campaign, so that the new players have some crutch. But for multiplayer, never. Right, so if a building does something, is there any visuals? Because that's essential for scouting. So if a building is researching something or making something, it should have a separate animation, basically, so that you know what's going on. There's no visual indication of the training process happening to the outsider, except I got a icon, which is very nice, and the production timer there, but there was nothing actually happening to the building, visually speaking, which might be spotted by my opponent scouting me and knowing, oh, you're making villagers, or a different looking animation, oh, you're making tech upgrade happen. No, global production is not on the level of AutoQ. Here's the difference. AutoQ makes the units for you. Global production shows you what you are currently doing. There's a massive difference between the two. One is automation of fundamental tasks. The other thing is a display. There is a huge difference, dude. Don't even compare the two. You're missing some stuff, but I'm sure you're on it. Upgrades, tech tree complexity. Indicators of building actions. Researching. Making units. Make sure they understand visual indicators. Yep. Regarding the Bannerman future, what are you most excited about? Multiplayer? Like, no doubt about that. Regarding the future multiplayer, please rank the following alternatives in the order of your excitement. Ranked ladder, yes. Unranked ladder, try new stuff, I guess. Team games, not me. I don't team game very much. Games with friends, sure, but mostly ranked ladder. How did you find this demo? Twitch. Twitter? No, Reddit. Reddit. I found it in Reddit. Reddit. What did you first see? Hmm. All just Reddit. What other feedback would we have? I think I think they should do what Empire Support is doing. Actually, don't argue with Zertan if it's nice. Um, I really like what Empire Support is doing with the open development. Although I'm pretty sure that these guys won't be able to go quite that far. But what they could do is do a very early beta and just take, I don't know, 150 players and make them play nonstop throughout development. Drop them a build every month or something. I think that's the way forward for basically any RTS developer. You just gotta get in the community because there's no studio which can recruit the required amount of talent to make an RTS polished. An RTS is just too complex to make basically these days. That's why we see so few, and from the few we see, so few are good. This year is a lucky year, I would say. So yeah, that's gonna be what I'm gonna enter here. I think just that start closed beta early, get in solid RTS players, interact with them in detail. Part. Cool. So who's excited? Who's gonna get it? Let's hear it, boys. I'm gonna get it. Well, I mean, not necessarily. Let's just assume that this was a campaign style map. It was a tutorial, right? So I'm pretty sure that this is how it's supposed to go. Yeah, this is for the campaign. Yeah, that's definitely a campaign only map. And even if we got into a situation where you got these more linear maps, um, it can be made interesting if the expansion patterns have something to offset them. So if you have a reason to ever expand forward, like some interesting resources or some map objectives that reward you in some form, have you guys seen Spellforce 3? Like, that does that. You got these pretty much path-like maps, but also some openness to them. And in each zone, um, where the path goes through, each zone has a creep camp, which you have to uh, kill off, and then you can expand there. Yeah, I mean, Spellforce 3 is weak in terms of controls, it's weak in terms of base management, but the combat itself is fine. How much have you played it? I think it could be a really good game, to be honest. Huh? What does that word mean? Is that racist? I think it might be racist. Uh, that's awkward. No racism, please. You played it for 12 hours. I don't know if it's a fair assessment if you play for 12 hours. Anyways, that's going to be it for me today. That's the assessment of this unfortunately very short demo. I kind of hoped it would be longer. That's not racist. Halo Wars. So Halo Wars 2 is fairly active currently on Xbox, and it's about to get crossplay for multiplayer. It's already got it for some of the playlists, but proper 1v1 ranked is gonna get playlists shortly for crossplay. So that will mean that if you only have a PC and no Xbox, then you can go for it, and it's gonna be completely fine. You'll be able to find opponents. Even currently, you're doing pretty well. If you have the right people added, you can just do custom games which are already crossplay. So probably a good time to pick it up. Just learn the units, and by the time you're done with the campaign and just some skirmishes to learn the leaders, by the time there should be crossplay. So yeah, can recommend. Also, it's got still active balancing efforts. And then we got Empires Apart coming out at the end of the month. Is there a price tag already, I wonder? Oh, you already got it. Great. Yeah, you should play through it, learn the leaders, and I don't know, just give me a follow, man. I stream it like 3 times a week. No price tag. Yeah, I was about to check. Oh man, but it's soon. It's soon. Very excited for sure. It's a secret until they release. Well, I hope not for much longer. I wanna just buy it early, getting some possible discounts. Anyways, finding someone to host now. What can be secret about it? You never know. So speaking of Halo Wars, why don't I host some Halo Wars? Or should I host some Age of Mythology instead? I don't know. One of my friends has I will not lose a single game during the stream as his title. Great title. Alright, let's give it to him then. So thanks guys for watching. We're gonna host some Halo Wars then, alright? Maybe Age of Mythology though.